Well, yeah, it's been requested by a lovely young man. Well, I'm sure you are, Benjamin, whatever you are, whatever whoever you are. I should have said whoever you are. Either way, you're a very respectful person that watched my video and found that you could relate to it, and I think that's absolutely brilliant. And therefore, as I said in the comments, and I always keep my word, that I will do a part 2 and finish my spiel rant story on broken homes and single parent mothers bringing up boys primarily, and how it can affect them and society. I mean, obviously, I can't really. This is not a sexist thing. I can't really talk about how single parent mothers are going to bring up girls because I'm not a girl. So I would be unfair for me to comment on that, wouldn't it? Really. So anyway, basically where I left off, I had to quickly recap on that video now, was by saying about how my mum would pick us up from school and be not like the other mums in the little twee village. Well, basically, I'm going to just summarise all that. Excuse me. That's a bad cough, innit? It's getting better. Basically, I had a very miserable childhood because of things at home, and then because of the bullying and whatever, because of my hair and blah, blah, blah. I probably said all that, and anyway, and then the stepdads and whatever. Anyway, all that culminated in me having a couple of quite, one especially bad relationships with a girl actually that I started when I was like 19, and I didn't end this relationship officially until I was like 25, almost 26, and I'm not even going to go into the any of the details about it, but it was absolutely terrible. And you know what, it'd probably be unfair for me to blame anyone but myself and her. But then at the end of the day, the upbringing of the parents has a huge reflection, and she got brought up like shit. I'll just summarise that. Her family are dickheads, basically, and therefore they brought up a bit of a dickhead. And they were all fat. She wasn't. She got bullied too by her family. So I felt it was pretty fucking harsh, to be honest with you. But anyway, she was an absolute bastard to me because of it. But fuck all that. My side of it, which is why this is relevant, is the fact that my mum, and I can't really speak ill of this, but she instilled in me this thing of, and I'm the oldest, so like, I'm the man of the house, you know what I mean? She instilled this in me since I was, old enough to talk, which was about 3 days old, of you don't be horrible to women. When girls say no, they mean no. And look, I'm not going to come on to a rape story or anything here, don't worry about that. No, just basically, I knew from a very early age that I had to really, really, really overly respect women, and that's not a bad thing at all, don't get me wrong, and I really, really do respect women, contrary to what others may think because of past behaviours, but I've never wronged or hurt any women, anyone intentionally, but especially not women. But basically, I had a very mixed up view of how to be around women, and especially how to be in a relationship, because I suppose the only way I can explain it is I still feel, but I felt the need, I was growing up and I felt the need to just have a relationship, and find the best girl I could and be the best man I could for that girl. But it was very difficult because obviously I was very, very different and very I suppose eccentric in some ways, really. I mean, it actually, like, makes me a bit like, fucking hell, I'm always, wrong time for me, isn't it? It always seems to be wrong time. I mean, I see, like, I saw guys, that were like, say, 10 years younger than me, and they had long hair at school, and it was like, it was cool then. You know, it wasn't cool for me in 1991 to have long hair, and it wasn't cool in 1999. I mean, it was getting cooler, but it still wasn't very cool, to be honest with you. So I don't know. I was like, I'd get on with every single girl I'd meet, yeah, and like I really enjoy talking to women. I really enjoy women's company. My mum, yet again, has really brought me up like that, and I think the absence of my dad made it quite odd, because I realise now, because you know, most of my friends were obviously a lot of lad friends, and I dealt drugs, you know what I mean. So I mean, not many girls go out and buy drugs like that, but mostly it's guys, isn't it? So you know, everyone was coming around my house, and they were buying drugs, so it's all lads. But the thing is, I just couldn't really relate to lads like I could. And the second there was a girl, I'd relate to her straight away, but I'd just fucking jump straight in the friend zone. You know what I mean? You know, most of the time, I mean, you know, I'd like, you know, God, I'd fall in love with every girl I fucking met, basically. Do you know what I mean? Because basically, I just couldn't get, you know, I couldn't fucking get lucky. I just couldn't, and I was confused. I just didn't know what to do. And you know, I think that if my dad had been around, then maybe that would have been different. Because maybe I would have had a bit more of a healthy approach to going, yeah, you know, that's all very well, you're really, really nice, but not every girl is your mum. And you don't have to, you know, have this, as I now I realise, bitter view of men that my mum has. And of course, she really, I think, maybe unknowingly, maybe knowingly, I don't know, but betrayed that onto me, and onto my brothers. I mean, the amount of times you know, we'd have massive blazing rows, and it'd be, oh, you're like your fucking father, you're useless fucking father, and that's not very nice. And looking back on it now, and I think I said that in the last video actually, but yeah, no, I heard it quite a lot. So you know, yeah, when I had this long-term relationship, like it was, I mean, it was a fucking mess. It was a hell. I mean, I went through hell, and yeah, I mean, I put her through hell. Well, fucking, if you go out with me and you live with me and you act like a bastard, well, hell is what you're gonna bloody get, really. Do you know what I mean? But that's not good, because that means, you know, I'm living in the hell as well, and so is everybody around me. Yeah, it was really, really, really shit. It really, really was, and it's weird because like it took, you know. It took until I had that awful trip. I went to hell and back a few times, and oh god, I mean, I was a very, you know, promising, talented DJ in 1999. You know, I'd like 3 residencies a week, and I was playing everywhere. I was you know, rave scene was changing, but I've been at 16 playing with all the biggest DJs in the rave scene, and you know, in Slipmat and Groove Rider and you know, Ronnie Size and Vibes and Psy and Hixie. I was loving it, and then I met this girl, and it was right when I was like picking and choosing what I was going to do with my music life, and it all just came crashing to a halt within 2 years because of volatile fights out. Jealousy from her, and come on, I mean, I'm not being funny. I was so like, right, because of my mum, you will respect women. I wasn't going to cheat on her. I wasn't going to cheat on her. That was the last thing I was going to do. She accused me of it so many times, and had so many fights, and what I would say ruined my nights, ruined things. It fucking showed me up. I lost all like inhibition and dignity for like myself, mainly because of alcohol. So many times in front of my friends or in front of people, I didn't, you know, she pushed me to a point where I wouldn't give a fuck. Literally wouldn't give a fuck, yeah. And I would throw my life away, you know, on the spot. And it's so sad. And I think this is the thing that fucking gets me, is I go home and my mum, she wouldn't put me in my place, you know. And my dad, and that confused me, because it was almost like, so you'll just condone anything I do, and even though you brought me up to, yeah, it was a fucking mess basically. And you know, the whole, yeah, coming back to the whole summary of why I started this video, this talk, is because I just, you know, can see now how badly affected a young man can be when his father isn't there. I mean, it's a miracle I didn't end up in jail. It really is. I mean, I got arrested many times for lots of different things, and I mean, touch wood, you know, I escaped jail, and you know, but I did everything you name it. Do you know what I mean? That you know, you think, well, that's bad, that reprobate. You know, does that? I was selling drugs. I was fighting. I was fucking, you know, stealing fucking my mates' fucking parents' cars with them, and you know, I was doing, you know, whatever. I don't even want to go into a list of things, but anyway, I just was on a crash and burn. Every day was a crash and burn, and it was like, you know, living to extremities. I just wanted to escape, I suppose. I just wanted to get away, and you know, my mum just, oh God, you know, it was like she was so brutal in like forcing me not to be a lad, that I ended up being this like very mixed up, you know, ultra reprobate lad, but then still didn't really understand what it's like to be a strong, powerful male, even though I am, and I know I am now, and you know, yeah, I just made a lot of fucking mistakes, and it's all because of my upbringing, really. I don't want to blame my mum entirely, but yeah, I don't think it's right that this feminist, you know, movement has become so prominent, and my mum was, oh my God, I mean, you know, she was at the forefront of it by the looks of it. I mean, you know, she was a, you know, she still is, but back then, I mean, in the 80s, crikey, in the 90s, my mum was like, you know, she's just this formidable, argumentative, self-righteous, you know, I don't fucking need anybody, and you know, everyone's scared of her, you know what I mean? And but the one thing, you know, but really, like, Mum, are you happy? And now I can see it, and it's heartbreaking. All she wanted was a fucking decent bloke, you know, and that's all I fucking wanted, was a decent father, you know, and God, you know, it's like, it sounds horrible to say, but I never pin the blame on anybody else, like I keep saying, but Mum, if you'd have just fucking made some better decisions, you know, maybe, I mean, I would have been so much happier. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm so happy, I'm a jammy git, I'm so happy with my life now, I'm absolutely blessed, and my life turned around when I met a woman that, you know, a girl that, you know, just changed my life, just showed me just what to do, and just she didn't, this is the thing, she didn't tell me anything, didn't enforce anything, it just, she was just there, and that made me realise, you know. And you know what, it's funny, because like my mum, I've been for 12 years now, and my mum is like, my mum loves her, and that's funny, because my mum, she don't really love any girls, you know. My mum's like ultra competitive, I'm the only woman in the world, you know. And yeah, it's like, it's my mum always wanted a daughter, you know. She had me, and then she wanted a daughter, and she went 6 fucking kids down the line, and God knows how many miscarriages, and finally had a daughter in 1998, you know, when I was 18, and then she stopped. So it's like, you wanted a girl then, Mum, did you? Right, yeah, but then of course I don't think that fulfilled exactly right as she wanted. But my wife has to her. The problem is that my mum hasn't really fulfilled that, really. I'm very brutally honest, aren't I? You know, yeah. Yeah, it's a mess, and I mean, I'm just speaking for my life, but I see this all over, and when I watch very worrying, like I said in the first video, statistics of, you know, guys in jail, you know, and there's like, you know, 29 out of 30, whatever ridiculous it is, come from broken homes without absent fathers. That would have been me. That should have been me. So many times, it should have been me. You know, it would have been, if it wasn't for the fact, you know, my father was the devil, and therefore the devil kind of like helps you out. He's much better than God. He is God. He's real God. God is the devil. You know, that's the big deception. Yeah, I'm not religious, but no, they are real, and that's the big deception. They're the wrong way around. And my father was the real God, the devil, the one that did all the bad stuff. And I'm not even joking. So I can't get into trouble. You know, I didn't realise that until a few years ago. But then I wondered if, oh, fuck me, that's why I always get away with everything. That's why. God, it all makes sense now. I thought just where the horns were cut off here, that would have made, you know, a giveaway, but I don't know. No. Obviously not, eh? Obviously not. But yeah, being serious, you know, I was told by my mum he was dead. You know, I got home from school that one day. I was 13. His father's dead. I just thought, okay, whatever. And you know what? It's crazy to look back and just think I never even thought about it, really. And I did think about it a lot, but you know what? I never cried about it. I never got angry about it. I never got upset about it. And that's really worrying because, like, all those times I had those blowouts, all those times I had those fights with those girls and that, not ever once did I think of my father. You know, and that's really odd. What the fuck's going on there? You know? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. And then in recent years, I started, you know, thinking about it a bit more. Well, ever since I met, you know, my wife, I started thinking about it a lot more. And she thought it was very important to try and know whether he really was dead or not. And I kind of knew he wasn't, but of course, my mum, you don't argue with my mum. I just thought that it's easier. Oh, fuck. My life's so fucking hectic anyway. I don't want to fucking even go there. So, yeah. She decided to, she asked me and said if I found him, you know, look for him, then we you know, I was like, well, you know, don't know, really. I don't really care, you know, whatever. Well, but yeah, we found him. He is alive. He was last year. You know, and the opportunity is right there. You know. 27, no, more than that, how many years? Nearly 30 years. You know, not hearing from him at all. And then just seeing his name, you know. I've been told he was dead. I wanted to believe it to a degree, but I knew it wasn't true. I knew my mum was mistaken when I was 13. But we'll leave it at that. I didn't contact him, no, and I won't. And you know why? It's because I don't want to invite him into my life. I would love to see him. My God. My devil. I can't think of anything any rock more unturned than that in my life. But what happens when I do? What happens when I do? He knew my mum is still at the same house, right, that she was in when he left. Okay, he knows, he lived there, he knows she's there, and he never contacted, yeah. So I could contact him now and what? Alright, Dad, how you doing? I want to show him my wife. I want to show him me. Yeah. I want to see him more than anything. But what happens when I do? I'm going to stand there and go, right, okay, that's out of the way now. Yeah. I'm not even going to ask him because he's a fucking massive blag artist like I am. He's going to blag his way out of it. And then I'm going to think, no matter what you say, I'm stood in front of the guy here that made me and didn't bother for whatever reason. Why should I give... What's going to happen when I give him my time? He's probably going to try and abuse it. I don't know. Maybe whatever. It's not going to happen, you know. And, you know, I just think that, I hate to sound old-fashioned, but it's like people used to work through things. I don't think my mum and him fucking tried hard enough. And like, you know, I don't have kids. We don't have kids. And my wife doesn't want kids. I don't want kids. And the reason I don't want kids is because I don't want to do this. You know. That's the reason. Plus also I'm selfish with my time. But then exactly. My dad was selfish with his time. So don't have me then. And my mum as well. Selfish with your time. You don't want to get a job, you want to smoke weed, you want to be in your garden. Yeah, well don't have me then. I'm glad she did. Sometimes I wish I'd never been born. Well, I say that. I don't know, do I? Well, I mean, so I can't fucking do anything about it, can I? Well, I could. I could. But I can't change the fact that she put me here, and he put me here. And I just think, look, I don't know, anyone out there, you know, wants to have kids, hasn't had kids yet, fucking think about it. Really fucking think about it. You know, and anyone can tell me to shut the fuck up and whatever, and you know, because I haven't got kids. Fine. But I had to bring up all my siblings, fucking all 5 of them, you know what I mean, and one died. You know, and you know, I've been a dad to them. I still am. Because their dad's fucked off as well. Mum, I ain't gonna blame you. But look, young mums, potential mums out there, don't fucking do what I did. You know, well, because I'm a sterling young man, so of course she didn't do half bad, did she? No, well, look, I fucking, you know, done this all a lot, you know, look, whatever, that's not the point. I've, you know, being serious, no, just fucking think twice, because, yeah, it causes a lot of sorrow, you know, and, I think, you know, fathers, you know, don't fucking, you know, tie a fucking knot in it if you ain't gonna see it through, mate. I mean, yeah. You know. But yeah, on that note, anyway, I think society needs to fucking change and have a little bit more respect for each other, for the future, for a bit more empathy, a bit more understanding, a bit more like, not just, oh, I'm going to have kids because the next person is, you know, all my friends are, you know, all my friends at school are having kids, and it's like, why? Well, because we do, that's what we do. Oh, I'm sorry, are we just wild animals here to procreate then? Well, why are you then fucking off getting a job and hiring a nanny to look after your kids? Why are you doing that then? Why aren't you looking after your young? No, you're not, are you? No, you don't even know why you're having kids, people. You don't even know why, right? And those kids are going to be fucked up. And then you're going to blame them or blame society? No, blame your fucking selves. Parents, blame your fucking selves. Okay? There's no such thing as a bad child. It's just a bad upbringing. Okay? You know? I keep dogs. I love my dog. I love the dogs. No such thing as a bad dog. There's a bad owner. And a bad upbringing. And the kids are exactly the same. Honestly. I've bit many people. It's lucky I haven't been put down. I still got me nuts. Even though they're useless. I ain't going to use them. Anyway, people, right, well, that's about it really, so I'm going to sign off and have a pipe, so speak to you in a bit. There you go, Benjamin. I ended up doing that video for you and just spilling on about my life, but anyway, look, I spit from the heart, and I said I'd finish the video, so anyway, yeah, if anyone likes my ramblings, then watch the rest of my ramblings, and yeah, tell me what you think in the comments of my opinions on stuff. Because that's all these are. These are just my opinions on everything, you know. That's all you're going to get, people. No sugarcoating shit round here. Just plain gleaming morning shit in the frost with the fur on. Bye.